Animals know things about you that people don't. They can sense your sadness before you cry. They can feel your fear before you speak. They can read your energy like a book. And Rumi said this is because animals haven't forgotten how to see souls. They haven't learned to mask, to pretend, to hide. They see what's real. And when they keep coming to you, when they won't leave you alone, it's because they're seeing something in you. Something important. Something your soul needs you to know. And they're here to make sure you notice. You're walking down the street. A cat appears, follows you. You try to shoo it away, but it stays. You go inside. It waits. You come out the next day. It's still there. And you think, this cat must be lost, must be hungry, must need something from me. But Rumi would say the cat doesn't need anything. The cat is answering a call your soul is making, a frequency you're emitting without even realizing it. And the cat, attuned to energies most humans have learned to ignore, is responding. Animals don't operate the way humans do. They don't overthink. They don't analyze. They don't question their instincts. When they feel drawn to something, they move toward it. When they sense something, they trust it. And when they come to you, repeatedly, persistently, it's not random. It's not coincidence. It's recognition. They're recognizing something in you. Something that's calling out. Something that needs to be seen. Rumi spent his life observing the natural world. He watched how animals moved, how they interacted, how they responded to energies that humans couldn't detect. And he realized that animals are messengers, not in a mystical, magical way, but in a natural way. They're reading the energetic field around you, the emotions you're carrying, the state your soul is in, and their presence, their behavior, their persistence. It's all information. Information about what's happening inside you that you might not be consciously aware of. When a cat comes to you, especially a stray, especially one that won't leave, Rumi said it's because your soul is in a state of transition. Cats are drawn to people who are shedding old versions of themselves, who are letting go of what no longer serves, who are moving through a death and rebirth. Not a literal death, but a spiritual one. The death of an identity, a belief, a way of being. And cats, creatures who walk between worlds, who are comfortable in the dark, who trust their instincts over everything else, they come to witness that transition, to sit with you in it, to remind you that transformation is natural, that it's okay to let the old self die, that something new is already being born. You might not feel like you're transforming. You might feel like you're just existing, going through the motions. But the cat knows. The cat sees what you don't. That beneath the surface, something is shifting. Something is changing. And its presence is a confirmation. A sign that what you're going through, even if it feels like nothing, is actually everything. When a dog comes to you, especially one you don't know, especially one that stares at you with that knowing look, Rumi said it's because your soul is calling for loyalty, for protection, for grounding. Dogs are pack animals. They're drawn to people who need companionship, who need to be reminded that they're not alone, that they're part of something. And if a dog keeps showing up in your life, if dogs in general seem drawn to you, it's because your soul is asking for connection, for trust, for the kind of unconditional presence that only a dog can offer. But it's also a reflection, a mirror, because dogs don't just give loyalty. They also recognize it. And if they're coming to you, it's because they sense loyalty in you, a deep, perhaps unacknowledged, capacity to love without condition, to give without expectation, to stay even when it's hard. And they're drawn to that, because that's their language, that's their frequency, and they're showing you, you have this. even if you don't see it, even if you've been hurt, even if you've closed off. The loyalty is still there. The love is still there. And they're here to remind you. When birds come to you, when they land near you, when they seem to follow you, Rumi said it's because your soul is asking for freedom, for perspective, for a reminder that you're not stuck. Birds represent movement, flight, the ability to rise above. And when they appear, especially during times when you feel trapped, when life feels heavy, when you can't see a way forward, they are messengers. Not delivering a specific message, but embodying one. They're showing you that escape is possible, that there are paths you haven't considered, that the cage you feel trapped in might not be as solid as you think. And if a bird keeps coming to your window, if it taps, if it hovers, if it refuses to leave, it's because your soul is louder than usual. It's calling out, saying, I need to move. I need to change. I need to break free from whatever is holding me here. And the bird is responding. It's saying, I hear you. I see you. And yes, freedom is possible. You just have to trust the jump. When butterflies come to you, when they land on you, when they circle around you, Rumi said it's because your soul is in the process of becoming. Butterflies don't just represent transformation. They are transformation. They are the living proof that what looks like an ending is actually a beginning. And when they come to you, it's because you're in your cocoon phase, the part where everything feels dark, uncertain, like you're dissolving. And you don't know if you'll ever be whole again. But the butterfly knows. The butterfly has been through it. And its presence is a reassurance, a reminder that what feels like death is actually preparation, that the breaking down is necessary for the building up, that you're not falling apart. You're coming together. And when you emerge, when this phase is over, you'll be something you never imagined you could be. Something lighter, something freer, something capable of flight. When a deer crosses your path, when it stops and looks at you, when it doesn't run, Rumi said it's because your soul is asking for gentleness, for softness, for a reminder that you don't always have to be strong. Deer are cautious, sensitive, easily startled. And when one appears and stays, when it doesn't flee, it's because it recognizes that same sensitivity in you, that same cautiousness, that same need to protect yourself from a world that feels harsh. And its presence is permission. Permission to be soft, to be gentle, to move slowly, to trust your instincts about what feels safe and what doesn't. You've been told your whole life to toughen up, to stop being so sensitive, to push through. But the deer is saying, your sensitivity is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's how you navigate. It's how you survive. And it's okay to honor that. It's okay to move at your own pace. When a snake appears, when it crosses your path, when it shows up in unexpected places, Rumi said it's because your soul is ready to shed. Snakes shed their skin. They release what no longer fits. And when they appear, especially during times of transition, they're reflecting what's happening inside you. You're outgrowing something. A relationship, a job, a belief, a version of yourself. And it's time to let it go, to shed it, to leave it behind. But shedding is uncomfortable. It requires vulnerability. It requires moving through a phase where you're raw, exposed, not yet covered by the new skin. And that's terrifying. But the snake is showing you, this is natural. This is necessary. And on the other side of the shedding is a version of you that fits better, that feels more true, that's more aligned with who you're becoming. When crows or ravens come to you, when they follow you, when they seem to watch you, Rumi said it's because your soul is calling for truth, for deeper knowing, for the courage to look at what you've been avoiding. Crows are associated with death, but not literal death. Symbolic death. The death of illusions, of lies, of the stories you've been telling yourself to avoid discomfort. And when they appear, it's because your soul is ready. Ready to stop pretending. Ready to face what's real. Ready to let go of the comfortable lies and step into uncomfortable truth. And the crow is there to witness, to guide, to remind you that truth, as painful as it might be, is always more freeing than deception, even self-deception. When rabbits appear, when they come close, when they don't run. Rumi said it's because your soul is asking for stillness, for patience, for a reminder that not every moment requires action. Rabbits are cautious. They move in bursts, but they also know when to freeze, when to be still, when to wait. And when they appear, especially during times when you feel pressured to act, to decide, to move forward, they're reflecting a different option. Wait. Be still. Trust the timing. You've been conditioned to believe that stillness is inaction, that if you're not moving, you're falling behind. But the rabbit is showing you stillness is also strategy. Sometimes the wisest thing you can do is nothing. Sometimes waiting is the most powerful move. And your soul knows this. It's asking you to trust the pause, to trust the in-between, to trust that the right moment will come. And when it does, you'll know. When dragonflies come to you, when they hover near you, when they land on you, Rumi said it's because your soul is moving through illusion. Dragonflies see differently. They have vision that allows them to detect what's hidden, what's not immediately obvious. And when they appear, it's because your soul is in a phase of seeing through lies, through facades, through the surface of things. And that seeing can be disorienting, because once you see through something, you can't unsee it. But the dragonfly is confirmation. Confirmation that what you're seeing is real, that you're not imagining it, that the truth you're uncovering, uncomfortable as it is valid. And you don't have to doubt yourself. You don't have to question your perception. The dragonfly is saying, trust what you see, even if others don't see it, even if others deny it. You're not wrong. When spiders appear, when they build webs near you, when they seem to show up repeatedly, Rumi said it's because your soul is in creation mode. Spiders weave. They build. They create intricate patterns from nothing. And when they appear, especially during times when you're feeling blocked, when you don't know what to create or how to start, they're reminding you, you are a creator. It's in your nature. It's in your soul. And creation doesn't always look grand. Sometimes it's just one thread at a time, one small action, one tiny step. But those threads, woven together, become something strong, something beautiful, something that can hold weight. Rumi said that animals are not separate from us, that they're part of the same system, the same intelligence, the same source. And when they come to us, when they interact with us, they're not just being cute or curious. They're responding to something we're emitting, something we're calling out. And their presence, their behavior, their message, it's all information. Information about what our soul is going through, what it needs, what it's trying to tell us. So the next time an animal comes to you, don't dismiss it. Don't think it's random. Pay attention. What kind of animal is it? How is it behaving? What feeling does it bring up in you? Because that animal, whether you realize it or not, is a messenger. And the message isn't coming from outside. It's coming from inside, from your soul, through the animal, back to you. And the more you listen, the more you'll hear. The more you notice, the more you'll understand that you're not separate from the natural world, that you're part of it, and it's always speaking. You just have to remember how to listen.